BingX, a trusted global crypto exchange. Trade spot, futures, or copy top traders easily. Sign up via the link or referral code to get 30 USDT instantly, plus up to 1,500 USDT in bonuses for verification, deposit, and trading.
The Queensland Health Minister has reinstated a ban on puberty blockers for transgender patients. A move that follows swiftly on the heels of the state's Supreme Court overturning the government's initial attempt to implement the same prohibition. This rapid sequence of events underscores a significant tension between judicial review and executive action in a deeply sensitive area of healthcare. The initial ban, introduced in January, was deemed unlawful by Justice Peter Callaghan on Tuesday. The ruling came after a challenge brought by the parent of a transgender child, who successfully argued that the directive establishing the ban was issued improperly. Specifically, Justice Callaghan found that the Director General of Health, David Rosengren, failed to undertake adequate consultation with the executives of the state's hospitals and health services as mandated by state law. This consultation was a prerequisite for issuing the order that halted new transgender hormone therapies for individuals under 18, pending an independent review into the use of puberty blockers and hormone therapy for minors experiencing gender dysphoria. Guardian Australia previously revealed the scant nature of this consultation, detailing that Rosengren engaged with executives for less than 30 minutes via a Microsoft Teams meeting. Critically, this meeting occurred concurrently with Health Minister Tim Nicholls holding a press conference on January 28, announcing the very review and ban that were supposedly subject to consultation. In a statement delivered to Parliament on Tuesday evening, Minister Nicholls asserted that the court's decision focused solely on the procedural aspects of the directive's creation, not on the appropriateness of the ban itself. He indicated that the government had anticipated a negative finding and had taken the opportunity for further deliberation. Nicholls then declared his satisfaction that issuing a written ministerial direction was both appropriate and in the public interest. The terms of this new directive mirror the January decision, prohibiting the initiation of gender-affirming treatments for children and adolescents. Crucially, young people already undergoing treatment prior to the initial ban remain unaffected. The minister affirmed that the ban will remain in effect until the government has had the opportunity to thoroughly consider the findings of the ongoing review. Justice Callaghan's judgment highlighted the profound inadequacy of the consultation process, stating that none of the individuals consulted were aware of the directive's contents prior to their brief meeting. He characterized the consultation as functionally irrelevant, asserting that the decision had already been finalized, with only minor alterations to the document's phrasing resulting from the discussion. The judge emphasized that such adjustments could not possibly influence the core decision to suspend hormone treatment, which had already been made. He concluded that the mandatory consultation process stipulated by the relevant legislation had not been observed. Matilda Alexander, a solicitor with LGBTI Legal Service representing the applicant, underscored Queensland's unique position, noting it is the only state to implement such a ban on gender-affirming care. Alexander expressed hope that the pain and suffering endured by children in Queensland as a result of the ban would now come to an end. She conveyed a statement from her client, describing the experience as a harrowing and traumatizing ordeal. The parent articulated deep distress, stating, "My child's medical treatment was ultimately decided by the government with no input by anyone with expertise in treating transgender young people. I don't know any Queenslander who would want decisions about their child's medical care being made by politicians." The January ban impacted approximately 491 children on the waiting list at the Queensland Children's Gender Service, housed within the Queensland Children's Hospital. Those already on a treatment plan, numbering nearly 600, were permitted to continue their care. AMA Queensland had previously called for sensitivity and evidence-backed decision-making. Following the Supreme Court's ruling, Dr. Nick Yim, president of AMA Queensland, stated in a release that doctors had reported the ban causing distress and harm to this vulnerable patient group, their families, and treating clinicians. He stressed that treatment decisions must always be guided by clinical expertise and scientific evidence, free from ideological or political considerations. The applicant's challenge to the government's decision in the Supreme Court was based on 3 grounds, including allegations of improper influence from a cabinet decision and political interference. Affecting Rosengren's judgment, Justice Callahan confirmed that the application would succeed on the third ground, relating to the lack of consultation, and indicated it would also have succeeded on the other two grounds, though these presented more complex legal questions. The judge noted the absence of testimony from both the minister and Rosengren, explaining that much of the decision-making process had to be pieced together from secondary sources and the accounts of others, with significant portions shielded by cabinet secrecy. This case was a judicial review, scrutinizing the process by which the directive was made, rather than its substance, meaning no damages could be awarded by the Supreme Court. A separate challenge based on anti-discrimination grounds is currently before the Queensland Civil and Administrative Tribunal. The ban, exclusively targeting transgender children, had drawn widespread condemnation from health authorities. Federal Sex Discrimination Commissioner Anna Cody characterized the decision as harmful and discriminatory. An independent review of Queensland's gender health system conducted last year had lauded the service for providing effective care from referral to discharge and recommended a doubling of its funding, a recommendation that the state government had not implemented.